Hello, you are awesome. All right, I'm so proud of you for being here to watch this video to learn some math things that you didn't get in class or that you didn't get to see. So this is EOC video 2. I'm going over the second topic. Interpreting functions is what it will say at the top of your page. Let me share my screen so you can see what you need to be looking at. Where's it at? Here we go. All right, so we are on interpreting functions. I'm going to deal with the top of the page first. Number 1, so what you need to know about this whole thing, every time it says average rate of change, guys, it's talking about slope, which is rate of change, rise over run, change in y over change in x. So that's what most of these tables are going to be about. So number 1, if I want to find the average rate of change from week 8 to 12, well, that's a change in 4 weeks of 0.45. This is always my y column. This is my x. So y change over x change, I divide and get 0.1125. Number 2, which of those equations has a slope of 2/3? To do that, I'm going to have to make it y equals mx plus b. So if I change this option 4 and divide by 3, I get 2/3 x plus 6. So I see the 2/3 is my slope. Over here on question 5, when I look at what's happening with this table, so this one is adding by all different things. This one over here, though, is multiplying by 2. Now, if this had been a +4 continually, that would have been constant and would have meant it's linear. But anytime my table goes up by multiplication, it's exponential. Think about the zombie apocalypse activity that we did in class, where the number of zombies was doubling. So what's true about this? Only that D, method 2, was changing exponentially. That's all we really know. All right, if I scroll down the page, number 3 right here, you are asked to find average rate of change. What's that mean? Slope, rise over run. So I picked my 2 points at 3 and 7. Now, the rise might look like 2 blocks here, but if I look over here, it goes up by 0.5, and the run is 4. I divide those and get choice A. Number 4, meaning of the slope. Well, the slope is this negative 0.0018. So you kind of have to think of that as like a fraction. Remember, this is tenths place, hundredths, thousandths, and 10,000ths. So if I think of 18 out of 10,000 and I change that into a decimal, D is going to be the correct answer. Number 6 back up here, what's the rate of change? What's the slope? So they want y change over x change. When your table's this way, your x's are on top and your y's are on the bottom. So the y change is 20. The x change is 25, but be careful when you divide that you know what's what. It's 20 miles over 25 minutes, so C would be the best answer. And number 7, rate of change between 10 and 14. So I can't see those on my graph, but I know this is a constant change, so I can really pick any 2 points. Rise over run would be a positive 3/2. If you flip to the back, what do you know? More rate of change, more y change over x change. So number 8, how much longer does the spring become with each extra kilogram? It grows by 0.1. Every 2 kilograms, you divide and get 0.05. Number 11, going to hit that one because I can see it. Which inequality is this? So don't forget that you can grab all these in your calculator. If you're using my Inspire, you delete the equal sign and it will pop up and give you this inequality to choose. But by looking at this, I see it shaded below. So I know I have to pick one of these that says y is less than, either 1 or 3. And then I just kind of look at, well, the y-intercept is negative, so it can't be option 1, has to be option 3. All right, if we hop over here to number 9, what is the average yearly change? Guys, y change over x change, please remember that. It's going to do you so much good. So between 1996 and 2012, so the population change is 4,160. That's over 16 years. I divide and I get B right there. Hopping over here to number 12, you're trying to find the difference in the y-intercepts of f of x and g of x. So f of x they gave me up here. I should be able to look at that and think mx plus b. The y-intercept is 5. On the table, though, it's a little bit trickier. You just have to remember on a table, the y-intercept is across from x being 0. Well, that's not happening in my table, so I would add it where it would go. But here's what you need to realize. Yes, these y values are going up by 1, but that's as the x's went up by 2. So technically, my next x should be positive 1. That's not what I need. I need in between. So if I go in between with 0, I'd have to go in between 5 and 6, which would be 5.5. So what do you know? Miss Robbins' paper is wrong. So you see this right here, this 4.5, please change that to a 5.5. So now if you came down here in the red, I technically should be doing 5.5 minus 5 to get my change of 0.5. So that answer is still correct, but I totally messed that up. So sorry. All right, last couple. So number 10, what scenario would best model the graph? So I'm going to write the equation of this line right here. I see it starts at 5 and it appears to go down 2 and over 1 every time. So that makes the equation 5 minus 2x. Now, for purposes of this problem, talking about x being oranges and y being apples, I'm going to move the plus 2x over here. So I know that y plus 2 times x is supposed to be at most 5, which means 5's the max. I really need something less than that. So the answer choice that says that is C. And lastly, number 13, I know this is a little hard to read, so I'll talk you through it. If I want to graph that, I could play hide and seek. I want the x-intercept, I hide the y-intercept, hide the x, and get 2 points that way. But it's more common for us just to put it in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to add 3x over here, and then divide both sides by 5. I end up with negative 3 plus 3 over 5x, which tells me to start at negative 3 and go rise over run up 3 over 5. So B is the best answer. So hopefully that worked well for you. Oh dear, I'm clicking all the buttons now. There we go, I'm back. Hopefully you got that. If not, always come talk to me. And I'm so proud of you for being here to learn and refresh your brain. And good luck to you. I know you're going to do great because you're preparing and studying.